Anytime the Bidens have money, they're going to claim it was a loan because you don't have to report loans on your taxes.
In early November, the House Oversight Committee investigation into Biden family business dealings detailed how two checks, one for $200,000, the other $40,000, had landed in Joe Biden's personal bank account. They were both marked loan repayment. Now, House Oversight Committee Chairman James Comer has issued subpoenas to President Joe Biden's son, Hunter Biden, brother, James Biden, and Biden family associate Rob Walker to appear for depositions.
This is an investigation that has been going on for a year now and has turned up zero evidence of wrongdoing by the president because there is none. But Republicans continue to double down on a baseless smear campaign against the president and his family.
4 times Ms. Jean-Pierre said baseless in that press conference.
Baseless investigation.
Baseless, not quite. 4 bank records memos have been released since March, which have included revelations about 20 companies, mostly limited liability companies or LLCs in Biden family member names. Also remember that for years Mr. Biden has said he never discussed business with his son.
I've never spoken to my son about his overseas business dealings.
Over the summer, the White House changed that to the president's claim that he was never in business with his son.
Was never in business with his son.
Then, following the release of the details of the 2 checks, ranking oversight Democrat Jamie Raskin put out yet a new twist, saying that Mr. Biden did not profit from his family members' business ventures.
They've laid out a predicate of facts, including the money, including all the limited liability corporations, the LLCs, and now the next logical step, like any prosecutor would do in building a case against a potential suspect, is to put them in front of you under oath and ask them very simple questions. Do you know about this account? What is your connection to this person? Tell me about this email.
On top of the subpoenas, Chairman Comer has also requested that additional members of the Biden family and their associates appear for transcribed interviews. They include Sara Biden, the wife of the president's brother James, Hallie Biden, the widow of President Biden's eldest son Beau, who was romantically involved with Hunter, and Tony Bobulinski, Hunter's former business partner.
On May 13, 2017, I received an email concerning allocation of equity, which says 10% held by H for the big guy. In that email, there's no question that H stands for Hunter, big guy for his father, Joe Biden.
Right now, it's probably worth a quick recap on how it's alleged those loan repayment checks, starting with the one for $40,000, or 10% of $400,000, reached Joe Biden's personal bank account.
First, Northern International Capital, a Chinese company associated with CEFC, wired $5 million to Hudson West 3, a joint venture established by Hunter Biden and a CEFC associate.
CEFC is a Shanghai-based energy company with links to the Chinese government.
Then Hudson West 3 sent $400,000 to an entity owned and controlled by Hunter Biden.
That was called a Wasco PC.
Next, Hunter Biden wired $150,000 to Lionhall Group, a company owned by James and Sara Biden.
Remember, James is Joe Biden's brother, Sara is James's wife.
Sara Biden then withdrew $50,000 in cash from Lionhall Group. Later the same day, she deposited it into her and James Biden's personal checking account.
And that's where House Oversight alleges the check to Joe Biden came from.
A few days later, Sara Biden cut a check to Joe Biden for $40,000.
The other loan repayment was for $200,000 after James Biden received $600,000 in loans from a rural hospital operator called AmeriCorps, which was struggling financially. According to company bankruptcy documents, James Biden received these loans based upon representations that his last name, Biden, could open doors and that he could obtain a large investment from the Middle East based on his political connections.
On March 1st, 2018, AmeriCorps wired a $200,000 loan into James and Sara Biden's personal bank account, not their business bank account. And then on the very same day, James Biden wrote a $200,000 check from this same personal bank account to Joe Biden.
Hunter Biden's attorney, Abby Lowell, has long suggested this is all a political stunt, but following the subpoenas went further in a statement to CBS News.
It goes on to say Hunter is eager to have the opportunity in a public forum and at the right time to discuss these matters with the committee. And that does seem to be a strong indicator that he may be willing to publicly testify about the case and what he has described as sort of the weaponization of his addiction.
What the Biden family signed off as loan repayments may well be just that. But speaking to Maria Bartiromo on Fox News, Mr. Comer, who served as a director on South Central Bank for 12 years, explained that loan repayments raise questions as to how they were reported, if at all, to the IRS.
All we see in the Biden transactions are loans, 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 but you never see where they made any interest payments on loans. Very seldom do you see where they even made a principal payment on the loans. I think the next big question the Biden family, including Joe Biden, is going to have to answer to the American people is, what exactly are the terms of these loans? What type of documentation do you have on these loans? Were you going to pay these loans back? Were these forgivable loans? Were these grants? If so, in addition to influence peddling, which we have clearly proved the Bidens were doing, they have tax fraud implications with the IRS.